Right, hello. I just wanted to make a statement about the interview that Piers Morgan did in Good Morning. I think Piers Morgan is a high profile individual, and the impact that he's had, I think, has been so negative. I think it's important for everyone to stand up and voice their opinion. Now, I'm going to voice my opinion on how he's been. So we're going to go through the video. I think when he went into the interview, I think he had an agenda, me personally. And his agenda was, do you know what? I'm going to attack Meghan Markle. I'm just going to attack her. He didn't want to take any prisoners. So let's have a look. He stormed off the Good Morning set, but this is just a clip. Because if I went through it, I'd be going through it all the time. So let's have a look.
It's important of finding a different way to explain, not to you, but to so many people, on why what is being said is so wrong. Right.
So if we look at, I haven't even started it, I know it's into it, but in there we see the body language and we can see the person speaking with Piers, and he's pleading, just listen to me, give me a chance. Look at the body language. With Piers, he's got a stern face, he's got his hand out, he's saying no. He's very aggressive and throughout the interview. And that's just me turning onto this clip.
I walked into institutions.
And look, he's taking a deep breath.
And experienced a different way.
So he's using his hand, go, very important, and he's saying it's not about you.
On why what is being said is so wrong. Right.
So he automatically, right. And you can see how he's, that's just the beginning of it.
I walked into institutions as the only person of colour and experienced covert and overt racism on so many occasions. And why the Meghan interview really resonates with me is because an ex-work colleague...
Piers should know about covert and overt racism, what it means.
It
seems like it doesn't.
That my son was going to come out. Right. So I fully understand the hurt that is behind all of that. Right. And when you're mixed race, what you find in my personal experience, and there may be other people that may come forward and say this, is that when you are a lighter shade of black, people gain confidence and feel that they can say things to you that they wouldn't say to a black person.
That's such an interesting point.
And that is my experience of all of this.
Right. And by the way, I completely respect that. Right? And that's why I wanted to get you on the programme today. It was my suggestion to have you on to talk about it. Right?
And thank you so much for having me on the programme. I really appreciate it. But
1 minute 23 seconds of the actual thing, and look at it. And what you can see is, I let you on the programme and I did that, but it seems like he's not letting him talk. So in a conversation like this, normally you'd say, I'm sorry you feel like that. It must have been really bad for you. Yeah, well, this is a problem. No one said that the Queen is racist at this moment in time or nothing. They've said there was an issue. She felt there was an issue. So therefore you should be given the right to speak about it. But it seems like, no, he can't talk. Maybe he brought him on the show to, better his cause. It seems like he's not put himself in a good light. So let's continue.
I just want you also to be aware of the power of your words. And I'm not saying that you're a racist, but what
are you saying?
Do you know what I honestly feel? I feel as though because of your previous relationship with Meghan Markle, you've
I didn't have a relationship with
you
Meghan
met
Markle.
up with her, you knew her.
I knew her briefly.
Right, so we joked about it on the show.
All that did was. So I'm allowed to speak.
Okay, cool.
All that did was.
That's interesting, that, isn't it? If you look at it, he's made a suggestion that he's allowed to speak, when quite clearly he's saying Meghan Markle isn't allowed to speak, and as we continue the interview, he will do. The guests actually had to say, look, I'm not calling you a racist. Now, look, I don't know if Piers is a racist or not. I don't think he is, or not, right? That's not the question. The question is this a racist interview in terms of what is racism? It's not just calling someone that. It's depriving someone of an opportunity purely because of their race. But this subject is about race. And if you're depriving someone to talk about it, whereas you've seen the other interviews, who are trying to, make the interview flow, saying, if they don't agree, say, that's interesting, that's interesting. However, what's happened with him, he won't let go. Watch. And I think he'll be beginning his attack on Meghan Markle as if it's a war.
Told me that she's a bit of a cut and run.
Right.
Throughout her life, all her family, her father, her ex-husband, her ex-friend, they've all been cut out of her life, right? And it's an interesting observation that I have.
And just as there again.
Let me
Told you.
Can I finish the
situation
sentence,
that you are
Okay,
struggling
guys, if we're going to have this
You've
conversation,
got to let me talk.
talk.
Right. Can we talk about the programme? It doesn't really matter what I think of Meghan Markle. It doesn't matter whether I believe her or not. What matters is the damage that she is accused of doing to the royal family. Let me ask you honestly.
The damage she's made to the royal family, he's just said his agenda. Would it be not to say, well, why has this happened? In this country, we have British values and we respect people. Those are the British values. If them British values are that, the short objective, he just said what his agenda is. She's caused this damage and I'm going to get her back for it. Not, well, that show's interesting, yeah. I didn't know that. Could there be an investigation, or could the Queen will make a statement or something? I'm sure she would. She's very eloquent and able to do that. But what he thinks is that he thinks he's batting on her behalf. He has made a terrible, terrible interview, and he has got so many holes in this.
On the issue of race, she has now got the whole of America and the worst of the world, frankly, looking upon the palace, the monarchy, the Queen, everyone in the royal family as a bunch of racists. And it all comes down to two things that she said in the interview. One is something she didn't hear, that Harry reported back to her, that a senior member of the royal family that wasn't the Queen or Prince Philip, so presumably is either Charles or William, who we hazard a guess, has made a comment to Harry about what colour skin his baby may be if the relationship progresses.
Can I look at this screen, please?
Oh, hang on. That's my question for you. She said there was concern. Harry didn't say that. And my question for you is this, and it's a straight question I think a lot of people are asking, because you've been in this position, right? And you've been equally offended.
on the receiving end of that.
Is there a qualitative difference between somebody perhaps innocently saying to you, out of interest, if you have one parent is white, one parent is black, what colour could your baby be? Let me finish. What colour could your baby be? Is there a difference between that question phrased in that innocent, perhaps, way, and somebody doing it in a tone that says, well, how dark is your baby going to be?
Well,
in a derogatory, perhaps racist tone.
Exactly, and there is a difference. But what we're getting from the interview is that it was said in a negative way.
He said that, but he didn't, did he?
Listen, stop separating Harry and Meghan. They are a team, quite clearly, a very strong team. And I do believe that she backs him up and he backs her up.
Right.
So, and like I said, tone and language is
But
everything.
is there a
When it was said,
difference? Let me ask
when it
you,
was said
on
to
that point,
me,
is
the
there a
key
difference?
word was, are you worried?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay?
But that to me is
And there's a
racist.
big difference.
That to me is racist.
But that's what
It is racist.
Do you think it's
She
racist?
reports
It's a legitimate
concern.
question many people have asked. Is it racist, do you think, if for argument's sake it was William or Charles? It's not going to be to this person. We don't know. And part of the problem, and I know you agree with me about this, it'd be easier if they just said who it was. Right. I'll come to that. But is there a...
I just keep sorry about this. I just keep stopping it. I'm not pausing. I'm just pausing it. I'm not just picking bits out. This is what's on YouTube. He's trying to solve racism. Is there a qualitative difference? Who is he to say that? He doesn't understand. It's the feeling. That racism gives the cover over racism. He's not been through that. It's a lived experience. So people who have gone through, I've gone through it, lots of people, and I think we need to stick together, because in terms of this, what's happened is he's trying to dissect it and